All right. Good morning and welcome to another seascape, Secluded Beach. Pracky count us down. Good countdown, Prack. Thank you for the countdown. This is season 9, episode 6, though. Always gotta say that, right? Did I see the new Pokemon starters? I did. I have to be honest, at first glance, I wasn't really big vibing with any of them. I mean, I'm not gonna get the games, so it doesn't really matter for me, I guess. But I wasn't like a huge fan of any of them, like right off the bat, if I'm gonna be real. How are you, Prack? But I think after it's simmering for a bit, I think the grass bird thing, I think that one has the most vibes so far, if I had to say. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they become later on. Five. Okay, you know what? Whenever I stick a countdown like that, like, I don't know what you typing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but it makes you think of the beginning of the iCarly opening. That's what, like, I think of for some reason, like, half the time. But he stops at 2. Shouts to iCarly, though. I'm a Firestar stan for life, but I can't wait for it to be bipedal. I wonder, I mean, surely Game Freak knows that there's like so many people online being like, oh wow, another firefighting, oh wow, can't wait for it to be bipedal, etc., stuff like that. So do they know? Like, surely they know, right? No way they don't know. Yeah, I will say though, I am genuinely surprised. I was genuinely surprised when I saw the new Pokemon game, Winds and Waves, and I was like, holy shit, they actually are releasing a game that looks like it's from the modern millennia. It doesn't look like it's just like unfinished outright. So that's pretty cool. Yo, Lotus Clock. Haven't played Mario Paint since 1992. I didn't know the game was still popular. I don't know if I would say the game is popular, honestly. But I'm keeping the dream alive. I honestly don't remember how they just started specifically. But one day I started and decided to commit to this, and here I am like 2.5 years later or something, still doing it. Well, it like originally started back in like 2020. I randomly just, I don't know why. Maybe that was like shortly after. Because I think Bob Ross on Twitch was taking off in like 2018, 2019. So I guess that was like not too long after when he was popping off in the Twitch space. And people who, like me, who never watched him were like, holy shit, this guy's crazy. So maybe I was like, oh, let's see if we can do one of these paintings in Mario Paint. And then a couple years later, I decided to do what I'm doing now. And now I've done over 100 paintings in Mario Paint, which is kind of insane to say, but pretty cool. As you see the evolutions, yeah. That's what Skittle is saying. Like, it's all about what the final evolutions look like. Yeah, we'll have to see. But people seem pretty optimistic for these new games, so hopefully they deliver. Hopefully after like 10 plus years they finally have like figured out their shit. Mario Paint tied to anime? That's based. I think that was a lot of people with a Flipnote Studio on the DSi. But you know, I had a DSi and I used Flipnote Studio, but I like barely actually used it. I like I didn't like super get into it. But there probably was a timeline out there where I would have went ham on Flipnote Studio. Flipnote Studio being really cool. It's a really cool app. I don't know, like if you can still like use, well, I imagine you can still use Flipnote Studio if you have a DSi. Surely you can. Right, G? In bed, getting out of bed actively. Actually, yeah. The music composer was also where I spent most of my time in Mario Paint. I have videos that I upload to YouTube that I think are unlisted currently or privated, whatever, that I uploaded probably in like 2011 or something of me just like copying sheet music into the Mario Paint composer. And I just like recorded it with like my iPhone 3GS, I think is what it probably was. Cause I don't think I ever had an iPod Touch with a camera. I don't think. Cause like the first iPod Touch and I think the second iPod Touch both didn't have a camera. But the iPhone 3GS had a camera. And I had that for like a while. Gonna hop in the shower. Be back later. Alright, hopefully the shower is Gucci and the water is amazing. Actually don't know if I'll do anything after Mario Paint today. Dispatch is over. Sad. It's actually kind of unfortunate. I was enjoying Dispatch. Alright, time for your second playthrough. Yeah, I had a good time with Dispatch. That was a really fun game. I mean, who knows? Maybe at some point down the road I'd do another playthrough, but I don't know. I low-key like just like have like a few days where I'm just watching a bunch of like alternate routes you could do for that game. Just like seeing like oh, what happens if you do X thing instead of what I did in that game. And I got my fill. This just means I have to get to Sly 3 eventually. Which hopefully my PS2 controller is good still. Because I just remember like I had problems with my PS2 controller in the past where it would not be responsive sometimes. I think it was usually with the button, at least in Sly 1, that was the jump button. Because I remember having issues when I ran that game where I would just like get my jump eaten or whatever. And so that was kind of cool having that happen. But it was like inconsistent because it sometimes didn't happen also, so that didn't make any sense to me. I get you new controllers so you play FF10. Well, I mean, I think it should still work. I think last time I used it, it was still functional. It was just, I think, is the bottom button X? I'm gonna guess X. I think that button just like would be not responsive sometimes. Well, I have to do Sly 3 and then Hollow Knight. Originally, the plan was to do Hollow Knight before the end of last year, and then that super didn't happen. because I'm still working on a thing that I'm almost done with finally. I'm like so close to being done with it after months of working on it. So basically more streams incoming soon maybe, but I don't even know like what I want to do. Like I don't even know like what I want to stream other than like casual stuff at this point. I'm not sure what the vibe is right now. I've been thought about doing more glitchless maybe. I haven't like played since the glitchless race in January. Yeah, I think the only thing I've turned my Wii on for was to play Brawl when Vince was here. That is the only thing I'm pretty sure I've used my Wii for since the glitchless race. Would you play Brawl with Vince, Prack? Or would you be like, Vince, I am not playing Brawl. Ugh. And they're off. If you do FF10, I'll be seated. Prax, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take the next month off work. Fuck that game and tripping. Well, when we play Brawl, we're just playing doubles the whole time. I feel like the last few times it's always been David and Vince on a team, and then me and Skittle are on a team. I don't know, Vince just like, oh my god, I want a team with David. Okay, guarantee if we were like hanging out and Vince like, let's play Brawl, guarantee Vince would want a team with you. Prague, definitely. 100%. I think playing doubles is more enjoyable. I remember like last year when we were at his place for that Brawl tourney, I remember when we like, cause they did doubles first and then singles, and I remember in singles, I remember like this one guy I played against, I just played Fox and I was just F-tilting like the entire match. It's like all I did. Like, it was just the only fucking thing I did. It was working for some reason. I'm like, why is this working? Why is this F-tilt spam working? I've been thinking so much about Brawl since our Froyo conversation. I forgot how much Brawl I played at our Froyo place in high school. Dude, I got like a Google Photos memory thing like last week at some point that was like, hey, remember this? And it was from the frozen yogurt place that used to be in town here. And I remember at that frozen yogurt place, they had a Smash 4 setup, or at least they had a Wii U, and I think it usually just had Smash 4 on it. But I remember at that place, at that frozen yogurt place, because even back then, David was getting these insanely huge bowls of frozen yogurt. And he got one like so big. I remember the like owner of the store or whatever, he like took a picture of David with the bowl and I put it on like their Facebook page. And I tried finding it to see if it like existed still, but I wasn't sure if they had, because the company still exists, but I didn't know if like they had like a general Facebook page only, or if like they had a Facebook page for our store specifically that isn't there anymore. So I never actually found it. But yeah, crazy times. Crazy times. Okay, so when we were at the frozen yogurt place, like 2 weeks ago when we were at Vince's, they had a Reese's Pieces frozen yogurt there. And it was so damn good. What at that frozen yogurt place, they always have Oreo. That's like one of their staple, like, permanent flavors, because that place like rotates out flavors. Like, I don't know how often, but it's like every time we go there, they have like different flavors. But like the Oreo flavor is a staple, like is like static. And the Reese's Pieces one might have been better than the Oreo one, honestly. It was so fucking good. But then that's when I learned about how Justin apparently doesn't like Reese's Pieces, but likes the Reese's peanut butter cups, and I'm like, I can't understand that. I don't get it. How can you like the peanut butter cups but not like Reese's Pieces? Like, they're both so good. I'm a not getter. I'm a not getter, honestly. Your friends go crazy on their builds. I'm not much of a fiend for toppings. Every now and then I get 1 or 2 toppings. At the frozen yogurt place, I don't usually get toppings either, actually. Because like the toppings, at least I assume like all of them work like this, where you know, you just like pay by weight. But the one thing I will get sometimes from there is a Nanaimo bar, which is a Canadian thing. Are there any Americans here that are like, what the fuck did you just say? Valid. But it's a really good dessert. Super good dessert. I love Nanaimo bars. Yeah, at the frozen yogurt place last, I got Oreo frozen yogurt, the Reese's Pieces one, and carrot cake frozen yogurt. And yeah, they were all really good. The carrot cake one actually tasted like carrot cake. I was like, what the fuck? I can like taste the spices. But I was like, next time we go there, if they have the Reese's Pieces again, I might just get a big ass bowl of the Reese's Pieces and that's it, because it was that good. It was so good. Monado, Monot, Getter. Press 1. Press Ebo, actually. Oh, Ebo. We actually just finished off our big ass gochujang tub last night. That like 3 kilogram tub, we finished it off. But at the Korean store, we did get a refill, thankfully. So we have a fresh one ready to go. How are you, Ebo? I mean, oop. Do you miss being at the frozen yogurt place with us, Prak? And the Korean fried chicken place? What color am I gonna make this mountain in the background? Because I don't really... Do we make it like dark blue and then just overlay colors? Or do we do a mixed color? Maybe we do a mixed color. Make it mountain colored. Ooh, good play, good play. I might make it this color, actually. I think that's probably the play. Like, if I... Yeah, I think that's close enough. You want to purchase like 200 games? Are you going to purchase all 200 of them? What'd you say? Okay, we'll go back. Come on. Damn. You know what I should do? I should ask Morph to play Rivals 1 with me. After Mario Paint. About to DM him like right now, actually. Hold on. He's gonna be like, I'm playing Roblox. I need to fill the void that Resident Evil left in you. Just play Resident Evil again. Hope this helps. I feel that though, after like you finish like a good game. Like what I was saying with Dispatch, I was like, damn, I was enjoying Dispatch. Now it's over. Also, you said, G, that you weren't interested in Dispatch anymore because you can only romance 2 people, and it's straight. But what about Waterboy? Would you not play Dispatch for Waterboy? I remember Gearham was like, I've never seen someone pick Waterboy here. I'm like, it's a free Waterboy. What can I say? I had no regrets. I had no regrets. Waterboy. I mean, definitely a good vibe though. When you play a game and it's finished and afterwards you're like, damn, that was a good game. I'm glad I played that. Like, what more can you ask for? Like, I remember when I finished Death's Door, I was like, damn, I wish this game was longer. I want more. I want more of this game, Blubbers, but there isn't more. It's been a long ass time since I've played Death's Door. I remember the arc when I was talking about that game like every week. Like, oops, it's Thursday. I haven't talked about Death's Door yet. Better mention it. Hell is Us is half off. Should I get it? I've never heard of that, but I mean, if it's half off and you're really wanting to play it at some point, then is it gonna get a better discount than that at some point? I don't know. I really like the new Resident Evil, but it was too short, and I think the ending sucked, but that's why Isaac was so good. There's always more Isaac. There really is always more Isaac. Skittles said that they're kind of like they're kind of got through their Isaac splur again. Damn. Mentioned Skittle and Skittle immediately. Good mornings. Good morning. You feel less groggy yet? Which was also kind of same for me. Like I had my that little like month and a bit Isaac arc again. I mean, I could always bust out an Eden run again though, whenever. I could always bust one out at some point. Amazing. Wow. Thank you, Skittle. Yeah, for the 34 months. Illy. Yeah, Isaac is just a game that you can always go back to, I feel like. Even as someone like me that has like 1,500 hours in Isaac. It's just so replayable. Very replayable game. You know, I kind of forgot about Mugenics. I forgot that game was a thing. I wasn't really interested in playing it personally, but I just remember that I just remembered like today that it existed. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the game that came out. Alright. Skill, would you buy an underrated game for half off or would you wait for a bigger sale? We're basically gambling here. basically gambling if you're waiting for a bigger sale, right? That's like, you know, I was looking at getting some things that I was gonna get off Amazon, but then I found like basically everything cheaper on a different website. Good story, I know, right? But I need a new deodorant sometime soon because I have like 2 sticks and they're both like almost dead. And I was like, I kind of want something different. And I found this one that's bergamot and lime scented. And every like review I've seen for it, everyone's like, oh, this shit smells so good. And everyone's like, oh yeah, it actually works so good, blah, 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 blah. And it's like a natural deodorant without like aluminum and such in it. And I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. And I'm like, yo, limes are pretty nice. So we might be getting kind of limey out here soon. Also, G, I potentially might be getting a vitamin C serum as well. Pausers. Maybe. Or I'll just have all that sit in my cart and never actually order it. We'll see. But I think I did realize this cleanser that I have is not very good. I don't know. I feel like it's not doing super good for my skin. I like low-key have stopped using that cleanser. So low-key Skittle, if you ever want to use that cleanser I have down here, you can feel free to try it. Because I think it like hasn't been super great for me personally. But I did see that Korean brand has a cleanser that people say is pretty good. I'm like, and it has good ingredients. So I'm like, do I try this one? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Skincare is hard. TLDR. That's the TLDR of this. Yeah, the lime deodorant for tequila shots. Exactly, G. Man, I don't know if y'all heard, but when Prack and David were here a few weeks ago, we were making tequila sunrises, and it was tragically not very good. I don't know if we did something wrong, but like I feel like we made the drink how like everyone online said to make it, and it just kind of didn't turn out very good at all, and it was kind of upsetting. Because I was like, damn, I honestly would have rather just had tequila shots than these tequila sunrises, personally. It was actually so unlucky. But we did get club soda, aka sparkling water, aka carbonated water. So we can use that for making drinks next time. Because like, yes, you could just use Sprite, but it feels better using not a soda, you know? But like Mio vodka water, just Mio vodka club soda, easy, cha-ching. I'd recommend the Madagascar Centella and Pool Foam Cleanser. I'm about to look this up and it's gonna be like, this is $85. Oh, it's only like 20 off Amazon. Made with pure centella from Madagascar. Like the movie, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. You have combination, dry, oily skin, and his cleanser balances me out so well. You know, how do you even like know exactly? Like, is there a specific way to know like, oh, this is the type of skin you have? Because I think like I've heard there's like some kind of like test you can do that'll like tell you like, yep, this is your skin type. I've never done such a thing. I'm just like, my skin gets pretty oily, just like usually. So I just always am like, yep, I have oily skin. Like my nose would classically usually be pretty oily. Way better than gentle cleansers, IMO. Yeah, I had this like this Cetaphil gentle cleanser that I got like last year, and that one I feel like just wasn't really doing anything for me. So I gave that one to Skittle actually. I don't know if Skittle's still actively using that cleanser or not. And then now I currently have this like CeraVe cleanser in this like, I forget what it specifically is called, but it's like in this like see-through bottle. It's like specifically one that's in like this partially see-through bottle. Whereas I think all their other cleansers are just in like a regular opaque bottle. Which, you know, I gotta say, specifically for moisturizers, I hate the moisturizers. Like, they're convenient when they're in, like, the pump bottle, but at the same time, when it gets to the point where the bottle's, like, getting pretty empty, the pump won't get anything out, usually. But then there's still a bunch of moisturizer cream, like, in the bottle that you have to kind of like scoop out with your finger, or like, I don't know, like unscrew the pump and like use the rod to like try and like scoop it up. It's like, I'd rather it just be like in a tub that I can like fully access. I think I remember Owl saying that like when like it gets low, that he'd like cut it open and then like dump the lotion into like travel size bottles and like save that for travel purposes, which does seem like tech. Seems like a good strat to do that. High key. I feel like my face, I get oily in some places like my forehead and nose, while other places like your cheeks, mouths, and sides of the face are dry. Yeah, definitely my forehead would usually get pretty oily too. The nose and forehead area. There's like the whole like other thing with skincare where it's like, oh, this product's good, but then you like check like the ingredients or something, and people are like, oops, this product actually has a shit ton of chemicals in it. Don't use this product. And it's like, what do I use then? If everyone says this has a bunch of chemicals in it that aren't good for you. Cetaphil and CeraVe gentle cleansers were not gentle enough for your sensitive skin. AKA just like felt like it wasn't doing anything at all. Even though low-key lately, I feel like my skin's actually been like pretty okay feeling. despite basically not using my cleanser at all anymore. I remember Skittle was saying that apparently some people suggest like to just use like water for your cleanser outright. Just like don't even like actually use a traditional cleanser. I don't know if that was like a thing dermatologists recommend or what the source is on that, but I remember that was the thing Skittle was mentioning a little bit ago. I was gonna do it today, but then I didn't feel like it. I was gonna mud mask today. Mud mask being pretty nice. Oh my god, Minato. Good morning. How are you today? Cetaphil / CeraVe overstripped your skin. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Yeah, some people have that where it's like it's doing too much. The hardest thing, you know, finding the right product for you is just, yeah, making sure it's actually doing something while also not being like, oops, we're gonna peel everything off your skin. Okay, my mounds are gonna be a little like off the page, but that's okay. Waiting in the car. Oh wait, sitting waiting while the car gets worked on. Okay, I read that at first and assumed it was just gonna be, yep, I'm sitting waiting for like a DoorDash order or something, but waiting for the car. Damn. Did something break with it, or did it just need like an oil change or something like that? Which y'all, last night, so dinner was happening, and I made some fried eggs, right, for the food that we had. And my dad got a new spatula, like a flat spatula that he was like, I want a spatula for taking the eggs off, because I think our old one, we, like, I don't know, something like got like messed up. So he got a new one, and I have never used it. I used it, and the damn thing melted. Like some like plastic, I guess, from the spatula, like melted, like when I scraped it off. And then I was like, like we ended up just throwing out those eggs. It was so upsetting because it was like, I don't know, like they're probably fine, but it's like, I don't know if like any got on the eggs or not. And it's like, it probably would have been fine, but it's like, do you risk it? So I reluctantly just threw them out. So I was like, I'm over it. I'm so over this right now. But I was like, bruh, that's insane. Like I use the spatula one time and it melts. All I had to do was just not use that spatula and it would have been fine, actually. It would have been perfectly fine if I just didn't use that spatula. So that I could have just used our silicone spatula instead. But here we are. Not having done that. BRB, then this guy typed out a big block. And then it's like BRB. I guess I'll wait to read it. He's probably getting swarmed by paparazzi though, right now, actually. Sorry, I'm shitposting real quick. Yeah, once they realized who he was, they're like, wait, oh my god, do you see that guy there? But speaking of see that guy there, last night we watched this movie called Knives Out. I'd never heard of it before, but Skittles like, do you want to watch a movie? And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I've never heard this before. And then it was a movie where like, it was a movie, send tweet. But like, it was so like unique feeling. Like the first like 40 minutes, half hour-ish felt so different. Like it did not feel remotely like a typical movie, I guess. It's just the way it was like directed and the way it flowed. I liked it though. Very insanely confusing script to write, I could only imagine. Like I cannot imagine like trying to write something like that and like have everything like, you know, make sure everything lines up. Like, oh my god. I need to see the squeakle. Oh, Alvin. Oh, Alvin. I remember as a kid when that CG / live action Alvin and the Chipmunks movie came out, and that was like the shit. That was the fucking shit for a while growing up. But yeah, Knives Out, really good. It was definitely a movie where it was like, it's just like, you know, what's gonna happen? And like, I feel like, you know, who could guess that plot? I don't know, who could guess that? I remember when we watched WALL-E like last year at some point. I'd never seen WALL-E before at that point. I remember seeing like the beginning and how it just shows like this like empty, ominous, like dystopian Earth, and I'm like, okay, so at some point it's gonna like jump and be like, oops, like flashback or flash forward, it's all happy times now, but then it just doesn't. It just never does that, and it just keeps going, and it was like so crazy to me. It was so wild that just like how that movie flowed. Glass Onion is the name of the sequel. But there's movies, like Skittles showing me that there's like actually like a Knives Out 2 and 3. Is Glass Onion like... Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Huh. Is this just what Knives Out 2 is called? Oh, okay, it's what the second one is called, okay. Ah, okay. So it's a moment of the sequels not being numbered. I see. I see. I never saw that title, Glass Onion. I was like, what? I don't remember hearing about the third one. I think it came out like last year, apparently. It's like super recent. They literally finished up after you said you were waiting. Damn, they heard a Twitch partner was waiting. They're like, oh shit, we can't make a Twitch partner wait anymore. Also, let's see, the brakes started squeaking a few weeks ago and had me concerned, so I got the front rotors replaced and all the brake pads replaced, but it was still squeaking, so I took it back in, and now they're replacing the front calipers, but they're not charging me for another labor fee since it's something they should have caught before. Feels good. That's like, so y'all remember like last year, well, maybe you don't remember, that's fine if you don't remember, but last year, like, a deer hit my dad's car and we had to get like a new car because his car got fucked up. And the car that we ended up with, like, it's just had like problems. Like when he got it, it's just like, oops, this thing doesn't work. Oops, this thing's fucked up. And it still has this problem with the car where when you're driving, it just makes this like noise from like the front right side of the car. I don't know what it is, but like I told him about that and he was like, I don't hear a noise. I'm like, there is a noise. I'm like, maybe it's like a frequency he can't hear or something. But he took it in and they allegedly fixed it. But then like it's still there. Like he's like taken the car into like the dealership he got it from like 3 or 4 times. I was just like, I don't even feel like bringing it up. But like, it's just like, bruh. You just like got this car and it's just like a shit ton of problems. Which is awesome. There was a sound I heard similarly that Anna couldn't hear. Damn. So she actually just had a skill issue. That's crazy. Arm gut. As Blue, I would say. Oh my god, now that everyone's here, we can all do Ascent 7 together. Now that Justin and G have completed Ascent 6. Actually wins though. That's a huge ETA on that. Question mark emoji. Name for the gala on Mar. You know what's crazy? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing after this. After Mario Paint, like if I should stream anything else. And I was like, yo, if I asked more if he wanted to play Rivals 1. And then he was like, I'm actually going somewhere. I'm like, this motherfucker is actually going to Utah. He's not, but he actually is. Oops, Utah. What's plan C? It does 5 million damage to everything in the room and then kills you 7 seconds later. Is it 5 million? I think it's 5 million. It's like some like ridiculous number. Let's see. Let's look it up real quick. Plan C Isaac. It does 9,999,999 damage. Damage to every enemy in the room, then kills Isaac 3 seconds later. I thought it was like 7. Maybe that's Suicide King. I don't know if I've ever used Suicide King. Like, usually it's just like, why would I ever use this? Like, that and Plan C are normally items where it's like, why would you ever really use this? Like, unless you just like don't know what they do. Is Plan C good? No. It isn't good. I think the only way it's really good is if you have an item that gives you extra lives that respawns you in the same room. Since normally like items that revive you spawn you in the previous room. But I forget if now for Plan C, because it's like for like 2 of like the end game bosses in Isaac, if you would use it on that boss, like Isaac would die before like the boss would die, because like those bosses are like you kill them, or at least one of them you kill them, and then like a cutscene plays, and then like the cutscene is like, oops, you beat the game and won. But at least before, if you used Plan C on that boss, it would kill Isaac before the cutscene would start, and then you would just die. Also, you would ascend 7 at some point, Pog. Alright, Justin. Alright, G. 3. Also good news is that I don't know when, but allegedly early 2026, which I'd say that means soon TM territory, we're allegedly getting an actual lethal content update. Pausers. So is that gonna make a comeback? Question mark. My guy's actually like doing some like optimization for the game for the first time, that feels like. Like, okay, that's a huge pausers for sure. Used Suicide King once, and that's when I had Guppy's collar and won the coin flip. Actually a huge coin flip. Insane coin flip right there. I mean, Plan C could be... I go offline, you know? Potentially. I don't know. Could do an Isaac run. I don't know. What do you think, Justin? Whose car is now fixed? Yo, Mario going through the Squidward Death Machine vehicle? Now we're talking. Now we're talking that good talk. I agree, honestly. You know, what does Suicide King even do? It doesn't just like give you like it spawns like 7 pickups or something? Like I don't even, or is it like a randomization between 7 items and or pickups? Or like it could be like any amount of either. And then it just kills you. Yeah, definitely one of those things that if I ever see, I'm like, all right. Anyways, I'm just gonna drop that. Like, I guess if your run is really struggling that bad, then I guess it could be worth it. If you happen to have a respawn, that is. Also, I heard Kendall is starting file 3. Kinda crazy. So how are you, Pokesprouts? Crazy that she's on the file 3 now. She's gonna have the triple dead god. She's gonna get the cool title screen. I am a fan of on my file too. I never got the Lost unlocked because I've just never had the I don't know if I've ever seen missing poster ever on that file. And I think if I have, it's like you're not even guaranteed to get a sacrifice room. Like I don't know. I could definitely consider just like cheating that and just giving myself the Lost on that file because it's just like a huge like RNG thing basically. If you happen to just get the stars to align. I remember when Kendall was talking to me about her file too. She was like, "Oh yeah, one of my last things is like using the sun card with a blank card," and I'm like, damn, I forgot that's the thing. And then there's also like get like 5 size ups in a run, and I was like, I forgot about that fucking achievement also because that one's like a giant pain in the ass to get. That one's a massive pain in the ass achievement to get. Me too. Man. I'm a big fan of my dead emote that I have. When I was going through and like updating my emotes, that one I think got a huge glow up, low key. I don't know if people like, if anyone really actually noticed the difference, but I was like, damn, this one looks way better now. My G golly willikers. It looks way nicer now than it did prior. Right. Ooh, right shoulder popping a little bit, okay. Thank you, Yamcha, for being iconic for dying. Huge Yamcha W question mark? Is that a W? Okay, yeah, it is a W. Okay, just wanted to check. Becoming iconic is better than being alive? Question mark. True? Question mark. Thoughts, chat? At least we're getting pretty close to being done with this one. We're getting there. Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit kind of running out of space at the bottom here, but you know, here we are. You stalled as long as you can. Have you not gotten up from bed yet? But gee, what if I said I was about to play Civ 6 and Isaac and Fortnite and Lethal all at the same time? And Magic. If you played Civ 6, I'm clear my schedule. Civ 6, Lethal, Magic, and Fortnite. Can't forget Fortnite in that, Archie. And Magic, I'm ascending past Ascend 7. 3. And one thing that always like lives rent-free in my head is Twitch connecting to chat again for some reason. I did it like 20 minutes ago for I don't know why. But a long time ago, one of my friends brought over his like we were hanging out and he brought over his Magic cards. And he had like probably like a 2-foot long box, like 2 Subway footlongs, but good instead of Subway because Subway isn't that good anymore, tragically. But it's like, god damn, this is so many cards. I wonder if he still has those. Food doesn't heal hunger anymore. Imagine that. You're just that would be impossible. Peak max ascent, like food doesn't do anything, you would just die. You could like make it through shore and then you'd probably die. If you could even make it up shore. I don't know. If you could even make it through shore, honestly. Peak, but it isn't fun anymore. I definitely, like, after we clear Ascent 7, like I would definitely still play, for sure. But I definitely wouldn't want to do, like, Ascent 6 or 7. Unless it was, like, to help someone, like, they're like, oh, I need to clear these Ascents still. And it's like, in that case, like, okay. But if we were just playing to play, I would definitely not want to deal with Ascent 6 or 7. Given the choice. It's tragic that I don't think we're gonna get like another biome until like sometime later this year. I think they said like in like a recent update, like a little bug fix update, that they're like, okay, like our next like actual like content update won't be until like a few months from now. I'm like, buh. Lovers. And I do wish Shore and like Kiln and Caldera had like a variant. But I guess like if they gave Kiln a variant, then they'd have to give Caldera a variant also. Like if it like was something other than the volcano. Like if instead of like Lava Land, if you were somewhere else entirely, then it'd be weird if it's like, oops, you're in the volcano all of a sudden. But it'd be cool. I would love to see it if for like I guess stage 2 and 3, if there was like 3 biomes they could pick from. I think that'd be kind of hype. But I guess we're lucky to be getting content at all, since apparently when the game originally was made, the plan was to like just release the game and that's it. But then it popped off so much, they were like, okay, we'll keep making things for it. Because I guess they didn't expect it to blow up how it did. Like Squidward, like then you'll blow up, you know? Speaking of blowing up, how was Super Battle Golf? How was that? Okay, G and I are on the same brain cell. That's actually insane. Like, you probably hit enter as on your end. I probably like was just instantly saying it as you hit enter on that, I bet. I just remember the very first time I watched it, I opened someone's stream and I was like, okay, this is a game. And then like they like got knocked off or whatever, and then immediately were just walking back to their ball for like 30 seconds. And I'm just like, oh my god, fun. That was like my first experience of seeing anything about that game. Only played an hour. 1 hour? One game I went super death trap and your unfortunate victim was Anna. Was it unfortunate? Hour. Yeah, okay. You know what I thought about the other night though? That clip from when we tried our last lethal session where everything was just fucking breaking the entire time. That clip where we like land on offense and like as soon as the ship doors open, Justin's like, let's get this shit, bitches, and jumps out the ship and dies immediately. Cause he like extremely missed the jump to that like pipe. Then the very last clip, Blubbers. I don't know, I just thought about that the other night. I'm like, damn. That's a good clip. At least when this alleged V80 comes out, at least a bunch of mods will probably be broken again. So that's kind of good, right? But honestly, if there's actually like a lot of like bug fixes and such, and like a lot of mods are broken, and he actually puts in like a good amount of content, like, I don't know. We could just play mostly vanilla though. Just saying. I don't know how many, but allegedly he wants to put in a bunch of new enemies in this update. That's what he said, at least. So we'll see what happens. Okay, this needs to be like Okay, I think that looks a bit better. I put a landmine in front of a spawn point and a landmine on a narrow path. That was like 2 minutes. That was like a 2-minute recovery time. So when Anna died and respawned, it was already over. Kind of fucked up, honestly. Kind of evil. Like Mermaid Man, let's say. Mermaid Mun. Every Ebo is Ebo? Is that what you're saying? As soon as you said every, the next word is Ebo. Well, of course the next word was gonna be Ebo. What else could it have been? It couldn't have been anything else. There was no other word that it possibly could have been. Every Ebo is a primary friend. Speaking of Ebo, apparently tomorrow is, I think it's happening tomorrow, Arma, is that tomorrow's allegedly big Rivals patch day, so copium. At least if it's the one that Mr. Fernacey talked of being an alleged big patch that will affect every character. That's what y'all said before. And then not a damn thing changed, basically, so I don't know. But then they were also saying like, oh yeah, you know, the Lorena one was before Genesis, and we didn't want to do anything crazy right before Genesis. So I'm like, okay, let's see what they got. It's unrestrained now. You have no reason to not go crazy now. So wait and see. Unless it actually isn't coming tomorrow. I just remember they said that the Slade update is like a big update, but then they're also like, oh yeah, March will have a huge update too. So it's like, okay, like, are we getting two relevant patches maybe? There's something in it. We'll nerf Orcan again, maybe. You never know. Well, unless. It is kind of crazy that I haven't like opened that game since November or October, one of the two. I think it's the end of October. It's been since I've opened that game. Probably for the better though, honestly. Probably for the best that I haven't. I think before the R2 exuberant tonality meme, it was November. I do remember it being like around like the same time. I think like after you made that meme, I think all my friends recently played. It was like you had like 6 minutes, and I think Ark had like 3 minutes or something of people who have played the game recently. Oh, I do remember you mentioned that, yeah, you played like 2 random sets online, and you're like, alright, I'm good. Maybe tomorrow we'll have some of these alleged audio fixes that they talked of. Unless all the audio dudes are still doing Slade stuff. I don't know. Since he seems to be upping the standard for sound quality, allegedly. I'm just glad they acknowledged that, though. I like that. At least that makes me happy that they acknowledged it. I love Fortnite. Is it? I think it's Cruise? Question mark. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, allegedly that queue is dead as hell. Apparently, according to people. I guess I haven't checked or seen in a long time, but people are saying it's like the same thing as doubles, where it's like, yeah, you don't really find a match usually. Which is tragic. I kind of like this like yellow on these rocks here. Kind of nice. Bit of a jump out. There's like kind of a bit of yellow actually on like this rock on the right side here. Maybe like sprinkle just a touch on. Like a little bit up there. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see though what tomorrow holds. So just wait and see. I need to type Florida in for something to work, and I typed Fortnite. Yo. Fortnite? We done? We done with this one? Hour 20, a little bit past the hour mark today. Just a little bit past it, unfortunately. Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it takes longer. Does kind of have a bit of this going on though. How's the look on the capture card? Looks basically the same. I don't know, I guess this means we're at a stopping point because I don't think there's much else I could really do to this that would affect it in a very major way. So I think I can be happy to call it done there. I think it turned out pretty not bad overall. Honestly, I like the clouds a lot in the background. I think this like whole big cloud mass on the right turned out pretty good. Definitely a tricky painting in some ways, but overall not too bad. So we'll call it a dot done, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.